Another cool new feature in version 4.1 is what we call analytics ROI configuration. ROI stands for region of interest. Now, one thing to note, this is only available in the initial release of 4.1 with Hanwha cameras, and with a specific set of Hanwha cameras that have AI capabilities, as far as I understand. We're going to be adding more and more camera support, but like with most things, this is the first release, and so we'll be adding additional camera brands in the form of patches and updates as we go along. So, Hanwha, I'm going to pull in this camera loaned to us from Hanwha. You can see right now it just looks like a normal camera. I'm going to go up here though, and if I go to objects, well, you can see there's lots of different types of objects. Everything that's shown in yellow here are different types of objects that the camera has detected, right? You got vehicle tracking, you got people tracking, you got license plate tracking. So let's say you can see every time over here on the object, see if I want to, I can just double click. It'll go to that time when it's looking at that one type of event, right? It plays back the related videos. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually filter to license plate and take a look. See what we got license plate stuff going on here. So we got a few here and there. See the yellow lines down here. So let's go down to this one, 923, and there you go. There is a car pulling in, and a license plate has been identified. Let's go one more forward. So here we go again. We got another car pulling in, and the license plate has been identified. Now, if I would like to see the objects, you go to Objects, Frames, and Info. You go to Show Always, and it's going to highlight when that is identified right there. See that? So there's where you get your object tracking. Now, how do you configure when these rules apply, right? Typically, you would have to go to the camera web page, which would involve you going to the camera settings here, going to the more info, and then clicking on that camera's IP address. In version 4.1, actually, we made it a little easier, and you can go straight to the camera's web page here under web page, and it will automatically proxy and log you into that camera's web page. That's not how you configure the ROI region of interest. That's just a new bonus feature with the new embedded browser 4.1, which is a feature I'll be going over next. Where you find the region of interest configuration is actually in plugins, and that is because each one of these camera manufacturers is being integrated using our metadata SDK, which allows you to grab objects, their paths, and their location and their coordinates, and bring that information and store it right next to the video in your next witness VMS. So I go to plugins, and you can see the different types of analytics that this camera has supported and are enabled. So shock detection is not enabled right now. Tampering is enabled. Defocus is not enabled. And then you've got all AI objects and IVA. So under AI objects and IVA, you can see it's been configured right now to have a certain size. So I only want to look for objects that are this big, right, as opposed to small objects way back in the back. That's one way of dealing with it, right? Another ways are with lines and areas. So let's configure a line, right, because this is for person tracking on the driveway. So if we go here and say like entry line, right, and enable it, and we click here on click to add, then it will pull up a shot of that video, and I can actually add a line here at the end of the driveway and say I only care about people coming in, right? I only want to be alerted when people come in and they cross the driveway threshold, you know, because then somebody's coming to say hi or whatever it may be, right? I can change the color. I can pretty much do whatever I want here, right? And I can press OK, and now you can see it's been applied, and then I can press apply, and it will be applied to the camera itself. So that is ROI configuration in the camera itself, and then that is how you go in and you configure the analytics on Hanwha cameras. Again, integrated via the metadata SDK, so it is a plugin, and it's available on NX Witness VMS. Pretty cool feature. Check it out. Analytics ROI configuration, version 4.1.